what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life.
This here is actually Cooley's Landing. You can actually park here and you can take your kayak, paddleboard. I actually once went paddleboarding here, first time. Or if you have a boat, I guess you can come here. I don't know anything about the boating situation, but you can, and you can go down this way. It's really cool. Or you could go that way, but the bigger boats are that way. We love all the support at RV Rolling with MJ, so please don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your family and friends, and any comments on if you've been to Fort Lauderdale, what you did, any restaurants you recommend. We would love it if you could share with everybody on the bottom.
So there's several bridges that go over the new river down here in Fort Lauderdale, down in the city. There's each end has 2 of these type bridges, and there's one in the middle. There's also a tunnel that connects one side to the other.
So this is the start of the river walk, and it takes you all the way along the river to the Las Olas area, and there'll be some restaurants along the river that is really fun to be and watch all the boats go by. This park-like setting is where the jazz festival usually happens on Sundays. It's a really pretty, beautiful area to sit by the boats. For the kids, there's a Museum of Discovery and Science, I believe it's called, where you can, it's a really cool museum, a lot of hands-on stuff the kids can do and learn all about science. Right over here, that's where the theater is, where you can see like a Broadway show. Right over there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a yellow boat. That's one of the water taxis. They'll take you around all through the canals and give you a tour and tell you the famous people on the houses. And I believe you have to book it now online, so you can go to that watertaxi.com, and it's right by the Cheesecake Factory is one of the stops. And every once in a while in Fort Lauderdale, they have certain festivals that you can go to. They even have dog festivals. We brought our dog Disney to enjoy the festivities. So actually right now they're having a festival right now called the Flow Fest. It looks like fun bonding exercises, kind of gymnastics, or kind of really cool stuff going on. And look at them doing the baton.
So there's 2 parts of downtown Fort Lauderdale. So you have the side of the nightlife, younger crowd, old, call it grimy type Fort Lauderdale, where you have bars open all night on weekends, some shops, restaurants that you can see. And as you'll see later on, as we go further down Las Olas Boulevard, which is the main drag, then you get into the more trendy, high-end restaurants, shopping, probably what downtown Fort Lauderdale is most known for today, which is the Las Olas area. But it's both on the same street, and in the middle are these residential and office buildings, which you'll see.
We are in the downtown area of Fort Lauderdale, a lot of bars, there's some restaurants. There's a really great breakfast place here that has amazing food. It's called the Breakfast House, Whole House, and there's like Pizza Craft is there. Lots of bars for the youngsters, or anybody who's into going to bars can check it out. And like this restaurant here, Breakfast, has really nice outside area to have breakfast or maybe brunch. So a really good sushi place that we've gone plenty of times, it's called Sushi Song. And it's a small little restaurant that sells sushi that's delicious. So a fun thing to do on the river is do one of those tiki tours on the river with, you have to bring your own alcohol, and I think you have to, you can have like 6 people, but we have to contact them, and you would, they take you to the sandbar, because it's the sandbar area where you can have fun, and Wharf. And what that is a fun outside venue where they have these food trucks that are permanent, and you can buy food, and there's all alcohol, and they have music, and it is really a lot of fun.
So this is Huizenga Plaza, as you can see. You'll notice a lot around here, a lot of things are named after Mr. Huizenga. Auto Nation, I think, was his company, and obviously he's a multi-billionaire. And he's actually he passed away a few years ago, but at the time he was the owner of the Panthers. He's owned the Dolphins. I think he may have even owned the Marlins at some point. So a lot of things here are Huizenga Plaza, Huizenga Park, and in fact, one time he actually lives on the New River. One time Melissa and I were kayaking down the river, and he was outside sunbathing, waving to everybody. So he was a big figure and very responsible for the way Fort Lauderdale has thrived in the past 10, 15, 20 years. So I mentioned before that the city is made up of a more younger, vibrant bar scene, and then the other side was a more upscale, older restaurants and shopping areas, and in the middle is this area, which is office building, some new residential, and there is more and more shops and restaurants coming in here. But this is Las Olas, which is the path between the two sides of Fort Lauderdale. So one of the best things we've done here in Fort Lauderdale is, as far as an activity, is a scavenger hunt. Jackson Riverwalk scavenger hunt. They run a scavenger hunt where they have, it's a video scavenger hunt where groups get together and go throughout the city, along the water, on the water, and look for different things, perform different acts. It's actually fantastic. Highly recommend it in this area.
One of the things is, because it's kind of chilly right now, then a lot of them have their heaters on to warm you up. So even if you come here and it's cold, you can still eat outside. So this is the start of the main drag of Las Olas, with all the restaurants and some shops are located, where the Cheesecake Factory is behind me. All the way down a couple of blocks is the main popular area. So that's where you need to come if you wanted the cool vibe of the restaurants, and if you had to just put in the Cheesecake Factory in your Google Maps, and you would find the area with all the restaurants. So this area really has such a cool vibe. It's a place that we always love to come and walk around and eat. It really is a must-see. You must come here if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area. So another thing that is really cool, if you come during the time, a couple times a year they have what's called the Art Festival. So they close down the street and no cars are allowed here, and you can see really cool works of art. So right over here is a great Mexican restaurant. It has a really cool vibe, as you can obviously tell. It's called the Camino. We absolutely love it, and it's fun and it's good. And then this is one of our favorite breakfast spots called LBC. It's a French restaurant where we come for breakfast, and of course you can come for crepes for lunch or dinner too. So if you're looking for that high-end restaurant, then Louis Bassi is definitely the place for you. It's an Italian restaurant, and you either eat inside in the front where all the people are, or the back is like a garden area, which is so beautiful. So if you come here, I recommend trying to sit in the back with the garden area, and the food is absolutely delicious.
So all along Fort Lauderdale, there are these little canals that go around, and there's restaurants on the canals. And actually, Fort Lauderdale is actually known as the Venice of America, because there are all these little canals that go zigzagging through the communities all around. There's restaurants, and we know about all these canals because we often kayak through the various canals. So here's an example of one of the canals.
This is by far our favorite breakfast place. It's called the Floridian. It's actually, if you're looking for something on the less expensive side, and that is good, this is the place to come. It's like a diner, and it has all Marilyn Monroe pictures all inside the place. So, but you can come here breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we mostly come during breakfast time and sat outside. This is our favorite pizza place on Las Olas called Luigi's Full Oven Pizza, and it also has a really great salad too. So if you're looking for a really great spot to have a picnic and get some food from Las Olas, this is a great park to come. It's right behind the Floridian, and you can sit on the benches. So this is the view you would get if you just want to sit here or you just want to have a picnic. It's definitely a spot you should come while you're here. When you take a water taxi or any kind of boat that you can find here, they'll take you along the canals here and give you commentary about who's living here. Like for example, how Zinger used to live there, and Sonny Bono used to live somewhere down there, and a lot of athletes and actresses and stuff. Famous people have lived all along the canals, and it's a great way to get out on the water and see where these gorgeous, beautiful homes, huge homes. So coming right over here is the Jungle Cruise. It takes you to one of their islands, and you can eat.
And for those that Jungle Cruise is in Disney,
oh, it's not
okay.
Jungle Boats.
This is called the Jungle Queen.
Well, it's called Jungle something. So we have not taken it, but it's something that I always wanted to do. And then right behind it is that tiki, where you can rent it. It's not, you have to rent it yourself, and somebody drives the boat, and you have to bring your own alcohol. So you do with your own party. So the boathouse restaurant is by far my favorite if you want to eat on the water. It's a perfect location to watch on the boats while you're eating some seafood, all different types of great food here. So every year in December they have what's called the Winterfest Parade with boats. So every year it's a different theme, and all the boats get decorated based on the themes, and they play music based on the theme, and everyone sits here and watch the boats come by.
So one good thing about living in Fort Lauderdale is that if you ever are arrested and have to go to jail, there's no better place to be in jail than over there. I mean, what a view. $1 million view for $1 million crime.
So this is a go-to restaurant on the water. It's called the Downtowner. So you can sit right on the water, have a great view, and it's good food, good times. And on Sundays they have live music. This is also the location for the Jackson River Walk, the scavenger hunt right by the Downtowner.